Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the one-stop show for all your entertainment. Today is no different as we bring you the best of the best. My name is Kim Opera and we'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back. Let's get the show started. You know, we always bring the best of the best, and today is no different. We have with us an amazing actor called Damilola Ogunsi. Drum roll. He's popularly known as Goldfish. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'm good to be here.
How's life been?
So far, so good. Grateful. It's been an amazing year so far, and yeah. And this is even making it better.
This is even making it better, right? How did you transition from banking into the acting industry?
Question of passion. So the thing is, I've always wanted to be an actor. I remember as far back as when I was 5 years old is when my dad told me had taken me to an event where the MC, I think he dropped the mic or something, maybe put you on the table or something, he was done talking, and I went there and I picked the mic and I was talking into it, and they were going to take the mic from me, and people were like, oh no, let him just talk, and I, just went on and said a couple of few things along the line, because my dad always said many jokes in the house, so I think I was just rambling on and on. So I've been in that line. From primary school, I was in the drama team. From secondary school, I was in the drama team.
Wow.
In Polytechnic Ibadan, I was in drama team. University of Lagos, I was in the drama team. In my church, I've been in the drama team. So I've always been like that all along the lines. And my favorite character of all time has been James Bond. Since I was a little boy. I've seen all the 25 installments of the 007, and
That's
I
amazing.
really love him. So yeah, I knew that one day. So while I was in the bank, I'm also the one who makes everyone laugh. I'm the one who's not like the bank clown, but the guy who's just a humorous guy. And I loved meeting people and all. So I just knew at the point that my future is not in banking. So I decided to go to film school, the New York Film Academy in Los Angeles, studied acting for film. Then I came
lovely.
back and I went to audition for my 7th film. And then I'd done 6 films while I was in the bank, 6 films. Then I went to audition for The Tribunal with Kunle Afolayan. I got the role, the one I played with Omotala Jolade, Carol King, Adelaoye, and that's how the whole journey started.
That's amazing. That's very interesting. But what was that determining factor for you, right, that said, okay, I'm done with the banking system. What was that moment for you?
You get to that point where you just, where you're working. I enjoyed the work. I worked 9 years with Stanbic IBTC Bank. I loved it. I was in SME unit, team lead SME unit, and I loved it. But I looked at the future and I'm like, is this where I really want to be? In my heart of hearts, I mean, every weekend I'm either emceeing an event or I'm doing a stage play somewhere in Abuja, and is this what I really want to do? And I know that it's not what I want to do. So I went to film school. I met some mentors first. I met people like Joke Silva. I met people like 1 or 2 people in the, who are veterans then, and they advised me, go to film school. You might have talent, but go and learn how to polish your skill.
Yes.
So I knew. So yeah, I just knew. Then when I got back from school, after I did my 7th movie with Kunle Afolayan, he had told me on set that you are going to go and leave this banking job, and I just knew it. Then I just went back and I just left. And it's been fantastic.
That's lovely. Did you ever have the fear of, okay, someone that's living with albinism going into the acting sector? Did you ever feel like you were going to be accepted in the acting sector?
Coincidentally, as you asked this question, I remember that before I got into the movie industry, I spoke with a particular director who I wanted his opinion because it was a big director. And he had said, why do I want to be an actor? That, which other albino do I see as an actor that he doesn't think I should go? But I look back at my own life. I've never believed in a no. I've done a lot of things. If I tell you, I've done a lot of things. I've sold cars. I've done real estate. I've done banking. I've done multi-level marketing. My parents had a water factory, so I've made pure water. I've sold dispenser water. I've driven the trucks. I've done lots of things, and I've been quite successful at it. Even in my school days, I've gotten everything by merit. So I grew up with that self-belief that the skin is not the limitation; it's the mind. And the skin is the advantage, actually, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be the goldfish, So, and I was going to bring that into the game, that I've got an individuality, I got something I really believe on, and I can bank on. And so far, so good. I think it's worked well.
That's amazing. That's actually very good to hear. But would you say your unique appearance has influenced your career and the roles that particular roles that you pursue in movies?
I'll say more of my talent and my ability to act, as because if the last work I did, the last production I did was my 37th in altogether. That's my 37th film. And if I look down the line, I think it's about, if I'm going to pick the characters and say which ones have to do directly with albinism, I think maybe about 6 that are direct. So I've had more work, you know, that are non-albino related.
Yes.
That was just because this guy is this guy. Because I mean, that's how I live my life every day. I don't live my life going around like I'm an albino. I live my life like a normal dude. Like, I drive my own car, say hello to the girls I like, eat what I want to eat, party when I want, drink what I want to drink. You know, so it's, and I like it. So
that's
I think
amazing.
It hasn't been the thing that I'm putting my career on. I put my career on my talent and my skills, you know, and this is just an icing on the top for me. And it works. There are areas where it works, where you know, okay, maybe there are some places where if I look at some of the films, could I have found someone better to do it? Nah. Just
I love the confidence. It's really, really amazing. Even as of now, what would you say has been particularly your issues that you have faced in the industry so far?
To be very honest, I think some of the issues I faced are some of the issues other actors face. One of the things I was trained in film school is the fact that you're not suitable for every role. Irrespective of who you are or the color of your skin, you're not suitable for every role. Look at all the times they have auditions. There are many fantastic actors who go for the same auditions and get a no. And there are some auditions I've gone to and I got the job. Case in point, Sons of the Caliphate, where I played a cop. There is no albino in the Nigerian police. As at the time, I don't know if there's any now, but I went for the audition and my performance for Detective Stephen Keshi was so compelling that Dimbo Atia had to cast me for that role. You know, but so it was more of, it looked like what a black person should have done, but this guy brought something that you couldn't say no to.
Yeah.
So, and I also know that there are some roles I'm not fit for, you know, and that's to be true. There are some roles I may tend to look like, you know, it's better for this role, maybe cops, doctors, villains, those kind of things. And where they don't come out right to tell me that, oh, you're not fit because of this. Sometimes they say no, and I take the no as, I'm just not fit for the role. On to the next audition. But I also feel underutilized to a certain extent. I feel that, you know, a lot of Nollywood producers are not seeing some of the things I've seen that brought me here. I believe that with the uniqueness I have, I'm even talking about creating characters on an international level that can do things, not necessarily like an Iron Man, Superman, but like some very serious villains, very serious characters that I can play that the world will love. You know, since you're not seeing it, I'm trying to bring that on. About the romantic side of me. I've played a couple of 1 or 2 or maybe like 3 or 4 love things, but about the romantic side, I feel like there's a lot I can do because of the uniqueness and the fact that it's not, I'm not like the everyday person. There's so much that can be
they can play on.
That I feel that managers and a lot of people are, maybe they're overlooking, but I'll bring it for them.
Don't worry, they're sleeping on you.
I'll show them.
But they'll wake up soon.
I'll bring it.
Can you share some of the experiences, right, that, you know, in portraying diverse characters, breaking stereotypes that have associated with albinism in the industry?
One of the characters I'll talk about is playing Detective Stephen Keshi. Sons of the Caliphate Season 2 was a cop who was trained in Russia. So he was a cop that uses, you know, that when you watch CSI Miami, all those very investigative, you know, crime stories. So he was more like that character who used his head more than brawn and, you know, and a lot of that noise making. So he was very diligent. He had his iPad. He wore 3-piece suits. I deliberately created that character who wore 3-piece suits, who use earpieces, but he was brainy and intelligent. That's one of them that was breaking out of that stereotype. Gangs of Lagos, for example, Ekun. When you think of the story of Gangs of Lagos, you may look at Lagos Island and be wondering, why would you find an albino there? But an albino is also a person who, he lives his everyday life and he has his own thing. For those who have seen Gangs of Lagos, I mean, kudos to you. But those who have not seen it, well, so sorry, go see it. But you know, for Ekun, if you look at the first part of it, he wasn't the talkative. He was an action guy. He just was there. He was all about his money and he could put up a fight. You know, so it was getting out of that normal stereotype, because there's always this thing about when people see people living with albinism, thinking that, oh, they'll be sad, they'll be, you know, downcast, they'll be... I mean, if you look at Finding Hobby, for example, Desmond Alaba was just a chicks guy in the office. He was all around, he was toasting every girl, he had a sweet mouth and all that, if you watch. So that was also not something you see you know, our people living with albinism being
Yeah,
seen
it's
as,
being seen
you know,
as,
and he was a
yeah.
fine boy. He was a Yoruba angel or Yoruba demon, you know. It was one of those. So there are lots of those characters, like Dear Darling as well. My character was just that guy in church who was a very serious born again brother, and there was this particular girl he liked, but the girl was like, and get her eyes is seeing outside, and you had to now marry that born again brother with the girl who knows too much, and you know that whole drama of him trying to get her to fall in love with him. Many of them, for example, Ajoche, the albinism could have worked for those who have seen Ajoche, the series, where my character was the hangman. Now, the story itself says he was thrown away at birth because he was unique, and that was like 80-something. They hadn't seen that kind of guy before, so his mother threw him away. But a king who was going back after a war saw him, picked him up, and took him to his kingdom, and he was ostracized, but he became the most intelligent guy there. He understands things, he knows how to fight, and eventually he now became one of the people who saved the day. So
Yeah,
that's like stereotypical.
Also, yeah.
There have been so many of them that have.
Does that tell you that the industry is becoming more inclusive to?
I would say
more
yes.
diverse
I would say
characters?
yes, because one of the things I also see, let me even take it away from me now, let me also put spotlight on other people. It's becoming inclusive, and I see reason why is because there are many people bringing in skills and talents. Like look at Poshotili, the lady who is a comedian on Instagram.
Yes.
She does skits and all that. She's quite funny. Look at the main of the expatriate guy, expatriate comedian, one guy called expatriate, Ebubu, who went into the Big Brother. You know,
so
and there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Vivian Adejo, who's a very pretty lady, who was in Gentleman with the Fowls, who was in Brown Skin Girls with Wizkid and Beyonce. So the inclusion is happening, but I see it happening because people are coming up to bring out their unique skills and talents, and you know, showing that we can do this thing and I can do it and be unique at it. There are a lot. If we are the AMVC's, the runway show, there was one guy with albinism who also modeled. So the doors are opening because that uniqueness, like I said, is the advantage, is the icing on the cake, is the sweetness. It's opening doors.
How would you say your interactions with your fans and people looking up to you have been so far? Like when you cross paths with people like that, how has the moment been for you?
So to be very honest, I am going to say I've been so blessed. I feel so blessed. Everywhere I go now, especially with Gangs of Lagos, everybody's trying to hate on my year, on all that Gangs of Lagos thing. Even today, I had to take my mom somewhere. And where I took her, the people, all the ladies who worked there, I think they're saying Gangs of Lagos, and they were really excited and you want to take pictures. And I appreciate it. It's more of, I don't see it as a right or a right. I see it just as a privilege that people like your work. People who have grown up in a society where certain people are ostracized or looked at in a certain way, they now see someone from that sect who is doing something amazing with this. And they want to identify with you, take pictures, post it, say, I know this guy. I think it's a blessing. And what he also preaches to others is that, look, whatever you think might be your advantage, go use it to shine, go make the world a better place. And people would love you for it. So that's what he says to me when I see people appreciate my work. And tells me that, well, maybe I'm just a good actor.
Man, you're so proud of yourself. I love it.
What can I do now?
He's like, I'm good at my work. You guys are underutilizing a good character.
We will show them. We will bring it.
I love it. I love it. So what do you hope to achieve in your acting career? What's your goal?
This question. So I have some dream roles. My dream role in this life is to play James Bond. It's my dream role. I'm doing a lot of work at it. I'm actually doing a lot on the ground to, you know, to ensure that I can, you know, get an opportunity within the next 5-10 years, you know, get that. Or at the worst, create a villain so good. And that's why I'm saying that Nollywood sometimes they're not taking advantage of the fact that we can create great stories that can have an amazing villain that's good enough to be a villain in a James Bond movie. I could settle for the villain in a James Bond movie if I have to settle. I love to play Batman, I love to play Iron Man, and I love to be in the Fast and Furious franchise, you know. Alternatively, I'm also working on creating my version, the African version of it, not a copy. But we can do a story about cars, which we are presently doing up north in Abuja. We can do a story about cars. Yeah, down the line, we would naturally gravitate and have a Nigerian superhero. I mean, somebody's got to save somebody from all these things going on, you know, even if you get stuck in traffic once in a while. But so I'm letting cat out of the bag. So I want to actually start working on my own ideas. I have a lot of ideas in my head, and I think it's not good for a man to die with his own ideas. So
Well said.
while I'm waiting for Nollywood and producers who also see things and we can work together, I'm also working on being able to create what I want to create and showcase it to the world.
That's amazing. That's good to hear. So can you talk to us about projects that you're currently working on, projects that are yet to come, that, you know?
Okay, so there are some that I'm under an agreement not to. You know how it works now. You sign NDA now. You sign NDA. But there are some that I can say that, you know. So for example, there's a movie coming out. It should be in the cinemas shortly called Adire. Adire is a story of a girl, and everything they said she did, she did. Everything they said she didn't do, she didn't do. That's how I can tell you about that. We have another one coming called What No One Knows. It recently had its world premiere at the Nollywood Week in Paris. And it didn't get an award there, but it had won 3 awards before getting to Nollywood Week in Paris. It's a mind-boggling story that the title is What No One Knows. And when you watch that film, what the 2 people were thinking to do what they did, I'm telling you, it may take you 2 years to unpack it. Like, what were they thinking? They did something that the world is not expecting. They've not seen it in any film before. They did something, but
that's
yes,
nice.
we have that coming.
Looking forward to that.
We have a lockdown triangle coming. Some things that happened during the lockdown that some people were not bold to talk about.
Yes.
We're talking about it now. We got Diamond in the Rough. We got about 6 films coming for this year.
That's really.
We have a horror film coming. Don't worry, it's not slapstick horror film. It's real. If you sing Get Out.
Oh yeah, I've seen Get Out.
Okay, I'll stop there.
Okay.
So in that line.
That's really nice. You're the man of the moment.
We'll continue working now.
That's really nice. That's really, really nice. Thank you so much, you know, for coming down to the studio with us.
Thank you too, Kim.
We're not done yet, so we're still gonna have so much more fun on set. But we're gonna go on a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Trending, brought to you by Airtel, and we currently have the goldfish himself in the hot corner, ready for the fast fire questions.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions and you have to answer all of them within 60 seconds.
All right.
Are we ready?
Okay.
Let's go. First job.
Real estate.
How much was your first salary?
110,000.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
What movie, book, or TV show changed your life?
The book, Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. It's the best book you can read in this world, that book.
Wow. If you could go back in time and change history, would you?
Nope.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Quintessential, charming, talented.
Amazing. What are the first 3 items on your bucket list?
Jump out of a plane, buy a sports car, get married and have triplets.
Okay. Who is the one person that knows you best?
Sheyi Ogunsi, my younger sister. I'm 3 for 50 kobo in her hands. She knows everything about my number 1 person.
Oh, that's lovely. How do you like to start your day?
Well, I like to wake up first. I wake up, usually pray in the mornings. I love that.
What's the nicest compliment someone has ever given you?
You incredibly handsome stud.
Okay.
No jokes, I'm telling you. No
That's
jokes.
amazing. Okay. All right, guys, that's it for the fast fire questions. We'll be going on a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. We still have Damilola Ogunsi. I mean, I have to decide what name I'm going to be calling you because I'd be tempted to call you Goldfish every single time.
That's fantastic.
That's
but
okay.
put the, you have to put the in front of it. The Goldfish.
The Goldfish.
Sure.
Is still with us in the studio and we're about to play more games.
All right.
Yay!
Let's do it.
Need your energy. Give me energy.
All right, now let's do it.
Let's play games.
Let's do it. I like games.
Now we're going to be playing movie Pictionary. So we're going to show you pictures of movies and then you're going to tell us the title of the movie.
Okay. This is Wedding Party 2?
Yes.
Wedding Party 2, yeah?
Wedding Party 2, yes.
This is they were trapped in one elevator baby?
Yes.
This is something. Is this one of those 30 days in Atlanta? 30 days in Atlanta? 30 days.
Let me just give you a clue. This one was in Africa. This was in Africa.
This is something in South Africa? 30 days. 30 days in South Africa or something?
No. 10 days in Sun City.
Okay, all right. Okay, they didn't
You
say
were close,
30
you were
days.
close, you were close, you were close. You're close.
Alrighty. This one will get to.
Perfect.
Ake and Popo.
Fact.
I mean,
yes.
they just helped me out right there. Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
This is from her own film. See, now the film was everywhere in the world, though. The film made a lot of noise in Netflix. They said they paid like 700 billion for it. Just kidding, they didn't say that. Lionheart or something?
Lionheart.
Yeah. I try.
You're trying.
Oh, Jesus. Far away from home. Wait. This is...
You're close. You're very close. But the words are...
Far from home.
Yes.
Brotherhood. Oh, brotherhood. I'm proud. Brotherhood. I'm very proud. Ha! This is what's that Indian film? What's that Indian film? Namaste Wahala in Gangs of. Wait, who's that bro at the end? Gangs of Lagos.
That's you over there.
That's me. Must make.
Yes.
Gangs of Lagos.
Yeah, this is a
Chief Daddy too.
yeah, Chief Daddy. You know you're on yours, so.
Oh, thank you.
Yay!
Thank you. That was
You
fun.
got all of them aside the Sun City, but
thank
that's
you.
good.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Am I seeing, is that me?
It's time for the video and picture of the day. Let's get into it. Wow. I think I like you without a beard.
I'm considering doing away with it for maybe a character or something.
This is no.
This was many years ago.
Wow, how many years? When you're still in the banking sector, right?
That was Stanbic IBTC Bank, Edo House, Abuja. This should be like maybe 8 years ago at the minimum.
Wow. I like the look without the beard.
Where did you people find this?
Where did you show that part?
I think this should have been 2003.
Wow.
When my elder sister got married. This was at our wedding.
It's giving, this character in Harry Potter, the villain.
Oh goodness, I can't remember that name, but man.
It's giving, what's his name?
Oh, this is also a blast in the past.
Wow.
This was me. This was my banking.
You've
days.
had like different faces.
Yes, I do.
You've had different faces. Like I can see like the change in your face. Why is
Look at his hand almost coming back to come and meet him. I mean, I used to be so scared. I think my eldest,
What?
This was the year 2000. My elder sister's wedding. To be honest, I think the older I've gotten, I think the finer I've looked, because I mean, look at who
Wow.
was that.
Wow.
Thank God.
You really need to play a villain in a movie soon. I agree with you. It would actually go really well. How do you feel though, like coming from Damilola Ogunsi to the goldfish?
Basically, for me, it's really still gratitude. It's gratitude. It's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of... Look, I'm not going to sit here and say I've not had my bad times, or I've not had times when I was really low, or even had times where I felt maybe it's because of this thing, or maybe it's because of this thing, because of that. So there have been low times as well, but I'm just really grateful. I think gratitude is what sums it up for me.
Yeah.
There was a show I had with Nancy. Remember what I was telling her about? There was a time I met someone who I really loved, like a lady who I loved. You know when you meet that your spec, and I just totally loved, and I really loved her. We dated for a bit, and when I wanted to get married, I said she couldn't marry me. That was a long time ago, though. That was a long time ago that she wouldn't, because of how I look. So and
why
I know
was
that
she dating you then?
Is that?
So why was she dating you?
I think she enjoyed the whole thing. I don't know what it was. I think when it was just time to call the shot and bite the bullet, she couldn't do it. Now that also happens to many other people with. So this is how I also work on my own mind. This happens to other people as well. People get rejected, in different areas. But yes, it's been no walk in the park. But I'm glad that one way or the other, I try to, and I make it look like, oh, it's easy, like it's just, but it's not been. But it's been worth it, and I'm grateful.
That's amazing.
Too grateful.
That's amazing. Well, we wish you nothing but the best as you go forward, and we hope to see you back here again.
Thank you.
when you're nominated for an award or
Thank
when you
you.
win an award.
Thank
You
you.
come and share your blessings with us.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful
Thank
for the
you
ones
so
I've won.
much.
I'm grateful for the ones I would win. And it would be nice to come here. I mean, you've made this quite very interesting. You've been a very charming host as well.
Thank you so
And you
much.
made it fun. So yeah, we should do this again and trend sometimes very soon again.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's been my absolute pleasure.
All right, guys, that's all we have with the goldfish today. We'll be right back after the short break. All right, guys, it's been an amazing episode with the goldfish, Damilola Ogunsi. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. On Instagram, it's at official HIPTV. On Twitter and YouTube, it's at HIPTV. Till we see you again next time, my name is Kim Opera, and don't forget to keep it moving.